What's up, y'all? And I don't often say this these days, but I want to say this in this context, that the reality is there's no solution for our people within the context of the current American system.
Years ago, they used to just lynch black folks. They modernized killing. Now they're killing everybody. Black, white, brown, red, yellow. With the food you eat.
So I know some people think we can reform it and all that, but it's not possible. So I just want to give a shout out to all the revolutionaries.
All of the major grocery stores have left the city of Detroit.
Karl Marx said that you create conflict so that you can disperse people's energy and they don't fight the actual problem.
Detroit has a very massive problem with lack of access to fresh, healthy produce. And in fact, in Detroit, there are no major national supermarkets. And so people are often living out of what we call party stores or convenience stores, where they're buying food from styrofoam packages, from cardboard boxes, from tin cans, or buying so-called food from gas stations. And it's having a severe, massive impact on the health of Detroiters.
Good thing that we got part of it on tape about no major supermarkets here. That was like, that hit me like,
yeah, when I was growing up in Detroit, there were about 7 major chains here in Detroit.
Exactly.
But now there's none. As of 2007, the last one, Farmer Jack, left Detroit. So now what's in Detroit, there's a lot of smaller stores owned by this ethnic minority from Iraq called Chaldeans. And there's like considerable tension between the majority black population and the Chaldeans.
The city of Detroit we consider to be the epicenter of the economic crisis that has inflicted not only the United States, but in fact it's a worldwide international crisis that is unprecedented since the years of the Great Depression of the 1930s and early 1940s. Here in the city of Detroit we have the highest unemployment rate of any other urban area in the United States. We also have one of the highest foreclosure rates of any other urban area in the United States. We have a complete onslaught on public institutions. Public education is being systematically privatized and charterized here in the city of Detroit. Also, attacks on the public sector are moving with rapid speed.
so we don't really have a good grocery store. We have a few little pocket stores, but all the major chains left. If I want to purchase fresh produce, I have to leave my community and I have to leave my city. So I have to go to another city. And that's the way it is with the majority of the people. Unless you live on the east side.
Everything in America is based on sport and play. That's to keep your mind off of what you should have. I mean, they worry more about a damn basketball game than they're trying to stop that oil leak. We better wake up in America and come together.
I believe that if we stop dispersing our energy and come back together and deal with the main issue that's really bothering us, we can make impact. I am not going on my knees begging. I am demanding. I have a right to healthy food. We all have the right to healthy food, and we shouldn't have to beg
it. What is the economic energy that grew up under your project to really get the balls kind of rolling there?
Okay, well, I got word yesterday that a grant we had applied for from Kellogg, which is our first grant, finally hit the bank. So, but prior to that time, in fact, we haven't spent a dime of that yet. So everything that we've done just strictly, you know, sweat equity, out of pocket, you know, and I'm proud that that's the way we operate, because, you know, we've learned how to take nothing and make it happen, you know. And so I think that's what's most important, you know, your spirit and your drive and determination. And that, in fact, really you know, as you know, you draw to you, you know, you draw to you what you need. So it's not a matter of how much money you have, or how, it's more like how focused are you, how focused is your spiritual energy, and how can you draw to you what you need to make it happen. So that's how we've operated.
They are going to get rid of 4 billion people, and they are systematically doing it. And then you want to know why people are having these diseases? How did you convince a farmer to feed his cow corn when they know cows don't eat corn? How did you convince them to do that? Because of my dirty, filthy blueprint.
Welcome to D-Town, D-Town Farm. This is a collaborative community effort of the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network. We call this D-Town Farm. This is 2 acres right inside of Ruich Park. This area here is called the Myers Tree Nursery. So we're right inside of this nursery, and this is called D-Town Farm. It's 2 acres. Sometime this year, we're in the process now of expanding 5 additional acres going directly north, starting from the property line here. This fence surrounds the whole property because 2 years ago we planted 700 tomato plants, and the deer obliterated it. You know, we might have got maybe 1 or 2 bushels out of the whole 700 plants. So our volunteer workforce is ramping up. We're planting approximately 30 different varieties of vegetables, elephant kale, regular kale, onions, summer squash, peppers, tomatoes, collards, watermelon we're planting. So we're planting about 30 different varieties here. We have the farm divided into 4 quadrants. This is quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're separated by these walking paths. So that's how we separate the farm. In our organization, we have 2 beekeepers that have gone through training, that are our certified beekeepers. So we have a certified mushroom expert, and we're producing Takaki, cultivate 3 types of mushroom: Morels, oyster mushroom, and king oyster mushroom. They're also cultivating Japanese Takaki medicinal mushrooms. That's part of the mushroom operation here. This is our herb garden. In 2006, we just felt the need, Malik, our chair, felt the need to get the community together to start trying to take control of our own food system. We felt the need that there were other people in our community that did not necessarily look like us or necessarily like us, and they had complete control of our food system. So we started this as a self-determination project.
You were talking about the identification of the maroon people.
Okay.
And so that history, that connection that you know every group has, and it's there. It's still there in our, I guess, our genetic DNA.
Right.
We have that respect.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
We know that connection is there. We have our Muskogee way, but we keep it going because we keep passing it on. But there are these little songs that are related to the awakening of herbs, the medicinal properties.
Now that the project is here, what effect has it had on the community or the people that come out to work it, namely the